Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and I'm here with another review roundup. This time covering a whole host of games from PC to PS5 to Xbox. So I've been playing quite a bit recently, and I thought I'd put them all into one handy video so you can see what I've been playing. Now, before I jump into the reviews, I just want to say a big shout out to Project Blue. Now, this is a game I'm playing on Xbox at the moment. It's a retro inspired game that has actually been released for retro consoles, if I'm correct, and it's by 8-Bit Legit. Now, I'm not going to be reviewing it here. I'm going to do a full review on our website very, very soon in the next coming days. So keep an eye out on www.xpnnetwork.com for that. But other than that, guys, let's jump into the reviews. Okay, first up, we've got Demolish and Build Classic on Xbox. Now, this game was released on the 6th of the 9th, 2023, developed by Demolish Games, published by Ultimate Games, who were kind of sent me a copy for this review. Now, I've picked the worst one to start with, and I hate to say that, but when I played this to do my review, it was very, very buggy. Kind of a mess, this port, I'm not going to lie, and I don't think it's improved since. Looking at the Xbox reviews at the moment, it's not ideal, which is a shame because I've played quite a few of the Ultimate Games as releases, and some of them aren't great, but others are pretty decent. But this one is not great at all. So in this one, you become the sort of boss of this demolition company, and you basically have to demolish loads of land and basically invest your cash into your own land and properties and stuff like that, and basically rent them out for profit. Now, this is like an open sandbox world with a big destruction system, and you've got various tools of destruction and vehicles you can use to destroy things. Now, that sounds great, but all in all, it's pretty bad. I mean, what you're seeing here is the official trailer, and this is the quality of the graphics they've given. This isn't me downloading a low poly version. This is the highest quality version I could find off their official channels. Now, graphically, the game isn't a looker. You're looking at sort of PS2 era style graphics at a push. The controls are clunky and it's full of glitches to the point where it's not enjoyable to play, which is a huge shame, because the premise of an open world game where you blow stuff up and then rebuild stuff and everything like that sounds fantastic. Now, if I am correct, this game is a port of a game that came out in October 2016. So this is why it looks old. It's a 2016 game called Demolish and Build. So I believe they've ported this over to consoles. I mean, it is at a low enough price to not worry about it too much, but it's just the engine, the physics and stuff just aren't great, and it's not an enjoyable experience. So I don't like starting out and being super negative, but this is one of those games for Ultimate Games I would avoid unless you can pick it up in a deep sale. Now, it's played on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and it's priced at £6.29. Okay, everyone, next up is Storiesone. Now, this is a free-to-play game in early access on Steam. Now, this is developed and published by Gabsy, released into sort of early access on the 4th of September 2023. Now, this is a mix between FPS and MOBA, and it's basically 5v5 sort of team-based gameplay. Now, I like the premise of this game. It's all about teamwork, and I love the sort of FPS mixed with MOBA style gameplay. And I do actually like the environments, like the city gameplay and stuff like that I did play. However, it is very early. It's like pre-alpha sort of launch right now. They have been pumping out patches since launch. There's been a couple of patches since then. But I do recommend giving this one a try yourself. So There's 5 different weapons with special abilities that you can use to create your own layout that suits your play style. And you can basically create a team loadout. So if one of you has one type of gun, the other another type, to sort of strategically build up your squad so you've got a bit of everything. Now, the game also features like deck building and leveling up as well. So you can enhance your character's stats and abilities. You gain levels by destroying enemy turrets, killing enemy players and minions and stuff like that. It's okay. It's just not fully implemented to like its peak. It feels a little rough around the edges. While it looks great at times for an early access game, it does look a little ropey at others. There are like a reward system in game shop and like personalized avatars so you can change your costume and stuff like that, which is great. So I'd recommend checking this one out. It's not perfect. It is free though, and like I say, it's very, very early. Um, Lots of bots in it though. Like when I was playing, most of the time I was playing against bots, not humans. Obviously, that's because this is a small indie game where not a lot of people are playing it. Do you know what I mean? So it's got a cool ideas, concept, and stuff like that. And the matches are quick and easy to play, and they don't take too long. You're looking at sort of like 10 minutes at most for a game, so you can have a few games in half an hour. But unfortunately, while it's majority bots and it's still a little ropey around the edges, like I say, I couldn't recommend it fully, but I can't complain. It's very early access and it's free to play, so check it out and judge it yourself, guys, because it's a unique concept that I'd like to see more of, and I love the like 90s retro futuristic like environments and stuff like that. They've done a good job with them. Okay, next up is Tatari The Arrival. Now, this was released on the 3rd of October 2023, developed by Hidden Tower Studios and published by the Games Fortress. Now, this is a free to play game on Steam. However, this is basically a sort of free prologue to an upcoming game called Tatari. Now, this is going to basically be in the game from what I can gather, but it's sort of limited to the first sort of 3 areas of the game. So you're only really getting about half an hour's worth of content here. Now, this is one of those sort of first person walking simulator puzzle sort of games where you basically take the role of a detective assigned to a disappearance case, and it's all a bit spooky, full of like paranormal activity, all that sort of stuff. Now, you end up in this village that's been abandoned for many, many years, and it's creepy. It's obviously set in like Japan and stuff like that, so it has a really cool sort of setting. The setting is fantastic, and the full game is going to be based upon traditional Japanese urban legends as well, which is pretty cool. I am all for these times of games. Now, first things first, it's not bad. It's got decent graphics, decent voice acting, and it's free. However, obviously, this is basically just an extended demo. The early game, there's like a first puzzle that you get to, is pretty confusing, quite difficult, I thought. After that, it's not too bad. But overall, like I say, for a a demo sort of prologue, I thought it was pretty decent. Like it's not mind blowing in any aspect. Some of the AI voices in there aren't great, especially that the fact they're using AI. But I've read that this is only temporary, so that's good that they will replace them in the future. If you like those sort of atmospheric horror puzzle games, you're gonna like this one. And honestly, for free, I highly recommend it. And then literally with that, you'll be able to see if you're gonna enjoy the rest of the game when it does finally release. But overall, like I say, a very promising prologue demo, and I will be keeping an eye out for this when it releases in the future. So check this one out, Tatari The Arrival. Okay, next up is probably the game with the longest name I have ever heard in my life. So this is Mon-Yu. Defeat monsters and gain strong weapons and armor. You may be defeated, but don't give up. Become stronger. I believe there will be a day when the heroes defeat the evil king. No, I'm not kidding you. That is the actual name. Now, this was released on the 29th of the 9th, 2023. From publisher Numbskull Games, who were really kind enough to send me a copy for this review. Now, this is available on Steam, it's on Switch, and it's on PlayStation. Now, I played this on my PS5. It's priced at $39.99. And honestly, this is a dungeon crawling RPG. And honestly, it's quite good. It's interesting. It's a simple sort of premise, and you basically get into the game really quickly, which is really nice. So, you have been guided to the land of the fairies, where the Dragon King's tower housed the hidden treasures that had brought peace to the land. But one day, the seven Devil Kings stole all of the treasure and used their powers to turn the tower into a terrible dungeon. It's up to you to recover the hidden treasures from the Devil Kings and restore peace to the land. So it's very generic sort of fantasy, just MacGuffins. So it's a turn-based game. It's a dungeon crawling RPG, and you basically have to create your own team of heroes from a variety of different classes. And I like that aspect. There's a lot of like creation to it. You basically design these characters. You can really like fill out a whole sort of squad, and as your characters and your heroes level up, they'll get new skills and get better weapons and armor and everything, which also levels up, which is really cool. So graphically, it's an interesting looking one. So it's like a mix of 2D and 3D. The character sprites and the enemy sprites and everything look really nice. It's very bright and colourful, very, very pretty, as you can see in the sort of footage. And it's like weird. It's like you're walking in like a 3D dungeon, like those old school dungeon exploring games that you used to play back on like the old Windows PC, or I used to play back on the old Windows PC, and you'd like walk forward, left, right, and you have to spin round and everything like that. And then when you come into contact with an enemy, you go into these turn-based battles. Now, there's tons to get through here. I still haven't even really scratched the surface with this game. It's fun, it's interesting, and I can't wait to play more of it. It's very grindy though. Like you will really have to farm for new equipment and stuff like that. And you really have to sort of grind to get that experience up on your characters and your equipment and stuff like that. However, it's really fun. They've done a very good job with it. The art and everything's cute. The gameplay is decent enough. And if you like dungeon exploring, you can't go wrong with this one. Like I say, it's not bad. I don't think I've ever played any of the developers' previous games, but overall, like I say, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Now, is it perfect? No, like I say, it's not bad. You can like respec your party on the fly, basically, and you can also escape the dungeons and stuff like that if needs be, even during combat and stuff, which is cool. But overall, like I say, you really have to be a fan of this genre to get the most from it, because other than that, you may find it a bit too repetitive and grindy. But I'm having a great time with it. I might even do a stream of it soon. I feel like this is one of those games that's worth streaming because it shows it off much better than just a couple of minutes chat about a game is. So keep your eyes peeled, guys. I'll be coming back to this one because it's really interesting, and I feel like a lot of people will probably want to see how it actually plays. Okay, and last up, one of the games I've been playing this past couple of weeks is The Past Within. Now, this came out originally on like phones. It was a phone game. It was then brought out on Steam in November last year. And it's recently, like in 2023, came to Nintendo Switch as well. Now, this is developed and published by Rusty Lake. And this is a sort of co-op puzzle experience where you have to play with another person, very similar to the It Takes Two and stuff like that, and those We Were Here games where you can't play it solo, you have to play it with a friend or online. This is a sort of puzzle game, and it's a very interesting one where both players will need to have a copy of the game and a way to communicate with each other, like in person or over like Discord or something like that. But you basically play it from 2 points of view. One person plays in the past and one in the future. And it's all about basically working together to complete these puzzles. Now, the puzzles aren't super difficult, and like clues that are in the past may help people in the future and vice versa. So there's 2 different dimensions to this game as well that you'll experience. So there's like 2D and 3D. It also features cross-platform play as well. So if you're on the Switch, you can play with people on PC. You're on PC, you play with people on Android, iOS, etc. And while the game isn't long, like you're looking at an average playtime of 2 hours, it does give you a reason to sort of replay it from both perspectives, which is really cool. Now, there isn't a whole host of replayability once you've completed both versions because you know the answers to the puzzles and stuff like that. But all in all, it's a fun little sort of like experimental styled game. Now, the story, I was expecting this to be much darker based on like the sort of promotional stuff I'd seen of it. I thought it was more like a horror game, but all in all, it's more like a Twin Peaks style story, which isn't a bad thing at all. I love Twin Peaks, so definitely check this one out if you like interesting puzzle games where you have to work together. It's very much a co-op experience at its heart with like light puzzle elements, and it's all more about the story and the discussions on how to sort of attempt each puzzle, trying to help each other out and stuff like that. Obviously, you can't see what the other sees and vice versa because you're in different time periods. But it's a very cool old school style, like point and click style puzzle game. And I really enjoyed it. And the fact that it was bite sized, it's great for a game night. So like it's only a few hours long. You can blitz a playthrough easily, if not both of them, in a single sitting with a friend. So check this out. Like I say, it's available right now on multiple platforms. It's $5.99 on Steam. You can also pick up the soundtrack as well, and it's fully verified on the Steam Deck as well. So check that one out. Pass Within, awesome game from Rusty Lake. But that's that for all the videos this week, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know which of these 5 have been your favourites. Are there any you're looking forward to seeing me cover in the future? I have got a pile of Switch and PS5 and PSVR 2 games that I'm going to be working on soon, so keep your eyes peeled on the channel for that. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you very soon for more gaming content. Bye for now, guys.